Hi guys, excited to do this mini training for you because the more you guys sell, the more you guys are actually helping people out there in the world. So that is my motivation for helping you get more sales and get more clients. We're going to do this in 3 phases. So first we're going to talk about planning your sales funnel, your relationship path, creating it, and then integrating it into your business. So actually, let's kind of start with the creation and integration part. I posted earlier in the group some practical tools that I use in order to do some of this stuff. One of my favorite is Canva. It's free. I actually use the paid version, but the free version you can do almost everything with. And this is how I create all my PDFs. It's really an amazing tool for creating graphics, and I highly suggest it. Calendly is what I use to schedule clients. ConvertKit is what I use for email. But if you want more nuts and bolts on how to actually do and make into reality these things we're talking about, feel free to check out that post in the group. Another good resource too, I don't use it, but Lead Pages is a really great tool for freebies, for getting freebies out to people and collecting email addresses. I use a page on my website, like I just created a landing page on my website. But okay, so let's dive into it and talk about sales funnels. I'm going to keep this as an overview and basic. Thank you for reminding me that I need to remember to go back to the basics, because a lot of you guys are just starting out in your businesses and need that guidance on what does it look like to get people to start to work with me. So I want you guys to think about your sales funnel as like an actual funnel, like an upside down pyramid, or I'm going to talk about another analogy in a second, but it starts off with really getting people, a big group of people, interested in what you have to offer, like people that potentially would want to work with you. And at the very end of the funnel, right, is those people that end up buying from you. And it's not everyone. And so just realizing that from the beginning, that everyone that you talk to and attract in your business is not going to end up purchasing from you. And that's normal. And that's good. And that's okay. And there's no pressure, because at the end of the day, we only need to work with a few people a month. And it's good to actually calculate that and know that those numbers too, of how much money do you want to make in your business each month? How many clients would that mean you would have to work with? And that's what number those people that you want to end up with at the end of your funnel. And then you can calculate backwards from there how many people you would need to get into your funnel to make those end numbers happen. Kind of takes off the pressure of like making a certain amount of money, because then you're just like, I need to serve 3 women this month. Like I need to find 3 women to help. And I know we talk about this a lot, but I really need you to own and believe in your value. And at the very end, whatever that offer or product is that you offer, maybe it's an Etsy print, maybe it's, you help people build their social media accounts, whatever it is, I really need you to believe in it and have confidence in it, that it's actually something that serves and helps people. Because if you don't think that what you offer is helpful to people, you either need to do some work or change businesses. Because I'm in the business of helping women that truly desire to make the world a better place, like bring value to the world. Okay, sorry, side rant. So I created a freebie for you guys too that talks about that first bit of the sales funnel, because I think that's the piece that people have the most trouble with, twofold. Well, I think a lot of people neglect making an offer, and then they neglect figuring out how to get people into their sales funnel, and not just that, but figuring out the right mode to get people to the place of entering your sales funnel. Because even if you have a great offer or a great freebie or a great newsletter, if there's no traffic, and if you don't have the right traffic, then it's kind of useless, right? Unfortunately. So let's see, what should we talk about first? So let's start with, let me talk about the other analogy. So I talk a lot about sales, but know that I'm talking about the type of sales that it's helping people, like giving value, a relationship path. And so if you don't feel comfortable calling it a sales funnel because that feels like slimy to you, feel free to call it a relationship path. Like, how do you build a relationship with the people that will potentially buy from you? That's totally fine. Chalene Johnson, I love her analogy, talks about this like a road trip. And she talks about inviting people into her car. And then eventually along the way, it's a really long road trip. Some people get out of the car and that's okay. But at the end, there's a few people left in the car with her. I think what's the most important part about that analogy is remember that in order to get people into our car, we have to invite them. Like, that's our job. Like, we have to pull over the car, open the door and say, hey, do you want to get in the car? This is where I'm going. I'm going to Yosemite. And then they can say, yes, I want to go to Yosemite, or no, sorry, you don't want to go to Yosemite. But in business, so often we don't do that. Like, we're so nervous to be sleazy or salesy, that we don't pull over the car. We're like, oh, well, I don't want to, even though this person's thinking to themselves, oh, I really want to go to Yosemite. We're like, oh, well, what if they don't want to go to Yosemite? So we just like keep driving. Or we drive and we like open the door a little bit and we're like, hey, want to go to Yosemite? Bye. Instead of opening the door and saying, hey, no pressure, but if you want to go to Yosemite, it's a beautiful place. Would you like to come with me? You know, like, I just think we forget that we're offering something valuable. Like I said, like, we really need to come from that place of believing that what we offer is helpful. Like, I believe that in this business of helping women build their businesses, like, I'm super valuable, because building a business on your own and trying to figure things out is so hard and exhausting, not just with your strategy, but like with the mental aspect of building a business. Sorry, side rant too. But okay, so that's the other analogy, is kind of inviting people into your car. As we talk about that first step of the sales funnel, I need you to make sure that you're doing three things. You're focusing on one ideal customer, you're identifying one problem, and you're providing one clear solution in that step one of your sales funnel, so that you can build trust. We need, in the beginning with our clients that were once strangers to us, to do three things. We need to get them to know us, that they even see or meet us. Like if we do our business in person, we need them to meet us and shake our hand, like know us, like us, and trust us. And you do that often with an opt-in offer, which I'm going to talk about. But in this opt-in offer, I need you to focus on one problem and give one solution, so that you can prove to them, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. It's kind of like a free gift. Like, we need to start to build the relationship, because that's our job. Like, we're the relationship starters. We're the relationship builders. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. What I want you to do today, yes, right now, if you have the time, is get a pen and paper out, and I want you to jot down your relationship path or your sales funnel. Don't wait. A lot of people get stuck on this because they're like, oh, I want it to be perfect. But you know what I think they're really afraid of, because I had this like hidden fear too, is once you actually write this down, and this is why a lot of people too don't even create their offer, it's kind of the first real step in putting yourself out there in your business. Because once you have a sales plan, then what's the next thing? Selling. Like that. What's the next thing? Is being in your business, getting clients. Like, it's real. Like, it's happening. And so a lot of people neglect that step, but don't overcomplicate it. Literally take 60 seconds, take 2 minutes to jot down some bullet points of how do people meet you? How do people get to know you? And then, so start with that, the beginning, and then jump to the end and say what your offer is. Maybe you don't have an offer yet. Maybe it's, maybe it's buying an Etsy print from you. Maybe it's taking one of your online courses. But write that beginning at least. And if you can, kind of fill in what happens in the middle. Do they, download some free PDFs on your website? Do they do a free call with you? Like, what happens in the middle? But really, you guys, today and in the post below, I'm going to challenge you to jot it down. And if you get stuck or you don't know all the points, that's okay. Like, I can help you. The women in the group can help you. But what I really don't want you to do is not do anything at all. And this is the same thing I think that happens with people that don't create an offer. Because once you create an offer with a price tag, someone can buy from you, right? That's risky. Like, it's hard, and I get it. But know that this is just a draft, and you do not have to put this anywhere. You don't have to post it anywhere. No one else will see it. But get over that hump and really jot it down. At least the parts that you know. I'm really proud of you guys. I know that it seems like I'm asking you to do simple things, but they're really complicated and complex because of what I told you, those like hidden fears of, oh my gosh, like I'm making this happen, like I'm making this a reality. But proud of you, and let me know if you need help, with this planning. Like right now we're really focusing on the planning part, but also I'm here to support you in the creating and integrating, and then also once it's finished, guess what's left to do? You refer, like you get people into the step one. So if step one is your newsletter, then we're going to brainstorm how to get people to sign up for your newsletter in person. And then that's the cool thing is when you're out and about, when you're in town, when you're writing an article, a guest post on someone's website, you have a way to get people to start to build a relationship with you. Or else what happens is you're really wasting your time if, let's say you asked to get to speak at this one event, and all these people are like, wow, I really like that woman. Like, I wish I would love to get to know her more. But we don't give them a way to continue the relationship with us. Then they're on to their next thing. And like, we're losing opportunities to serve people that we have begun to build relationships with. Okay, I said I'd keep this mini. I'm going to try to keep this to 10 minutes. Feel free to post your cues below. And I look forward to seeing your sales funnel below. Okay, bye, ladies.